Street Books. Ein Fahrrad mit einer Kiste Büchern darauf bringt seit einigen Jahren in Portland Bücher zu Menschen, die auf der Straße leben. Ben Hodgson ist einer der Fahrer.
It's very satisfying and gratifying to be involved in a creative effort, especially one that promotes literacy, which is very near to my heart. Love you guys, Ben. But I left out the S on promotes. Okay.
Portland, eine Stadt im Nordwesten der USA im Bundesstaat Oregon. Wie in vielen amerikanischen Städten gibt es auch hier immer mehr Menschen, die sich die enorm gewachsenen Mieten nicht mehr leisten können und auf der Straße leben. Ihre Fahrradbibliothek Street Books gründete Laura Moulton für eben diese Menschen.
The look I was going for was a Depression-era battered trunk, a case of curiosities, a kind of mystery on wheels. I wanted people to go out of their way to see what it was.
Ob Powell's City of Books, die weltweit größte Buchhandlung in Portland, oder ein gut ausgebautes System öffentlicher Bibliotheken. Wer kein Geld hat oder keinen festen Wohnsitz, dem bleibt die Welt der Bücher verschlossen. Ben Hodgson, den seine Freunde Hodge nennen, war einer der ersten Kunden von Laura Moulton. Damals lebte er noch auf der Straße, jetzt gehörte er zum festen Kern der Initiative.
When I started the library in 2011, I saw him every week, sometimes twice a week. And we became friends over time. And then suddenly, at the end of that summer, he was gone. And I actually looked for him. I was thinking of him, and I bought him a coat from a secondhand store because it was getting cold, and I was kind of worried about him. And so then for about 2 months, I rode my bicycle looking for him, and I couldn't find him, so I gave the coat to someone else.
And I came by, the China Gate there at Right to Dream, and I hadn't seen you in over a year. Hey, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
You know?
It was very exciting. It was a great reunion. He was still living outside, and I was still running the library. And so I invited him to come for a coffee here at this cafe. And we talked about projects we could do together. And so he's been there ever since. So that was good. Yes, thank you very much. I'll give you this one, and I will take this one.
Den Impuls für Street Books erhielt Laura Moulton, als sie einige Obdachlose näher kennenlernte.
I recognized that there were very interesting stories and a lot of wisdom from people on the streets, and I feel like when we assume that they have nothing, that's a mistake. If we make that assumption about people, we miss out on something that is valuable. And so I began to think about what it would be like to have a project that brought people together and that offered a service to a group of people who might not have that access otherwise.
Damit die Obdachlosen zu den Büchern finden, fährt Street Books bestimmte Orte zu festen Zeiten an.
Hey, books here, got books. You're looking for a book, this is where you want to be. If you're looking for a book, you've come to the right place.
No, but I'll have no money.
Oh, no. There's no money changing hands here. We're just a library. We just check them out. And if you get the chance to bring it back, you bring it back.
Really?
Yeah, really.
For real? I'm a reader too.
Well, you came to the right place. Look it over, find something you like, and...
Let me see the King.
Oh, Malcolm X. Excellent choice. I read this myself.
Well, it was very funny because I realized after the bike was built and on my first day, as I was biking out into the city, I was afraid. I realized that I had set up this situation where I had to approach people, and I didn't know how they would receive me, and I didn't know if they would welcome that or not. On that first day, I gathered my courage, and I went to some people sitting on the sidewalk, and I said, hey, I have books here. It's a library. There's no charge. If you're interested, please come see. And so then they stood up, and they came, and they looked in, and they scoped it, and they took, they checked out books. That's awesome. Yeah, we're street books. Yeah. We're a street library.
God bless you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Did you find some good stuff?
Yeah, just some comics, and I had a book.
I've got the book right
Oh,
here.
good. Okay, good. Yeah, awesome. Well, and did you get a card here?
How to start.
Yeah. What's that?
It's got Shakespeare studies in it.
Yeah, The Tempest.
I know.
Are you going for The Tempest?
Huh?
Are you checking that out?
It's a good book?
Well, it's Shakespeare. It's like,
Well, you go like this. You know what I mean?
well, it's like not summer beach reading.
Books is always a great thing. It's got a lot of stories. It's got a lot of interesting things. It opens up the mind. It releases, a lot of things in the mind. So people come here and they can see the books, and it's just great. It's great for them. It's great for the books. I think it's a good idea.
You might think that just sitting here with nothing to do all day long, watch the Burnside Bridge go up and down 6, 7 times a day would get kind of boring. And you'd be right. It's very, very dull. Got something to do, read a book, pass the time of day. Makes it a little more livable. Living outdoors. It doesn't kill you. You just wish it would sometimes. It's stressful living outside. It's a hard way to live.
Hodge kennt das Leben der Obdachlosen und hat Freunde unter ihnen, die er auch ohne Bücherfahrrad gelegentlich besucht.
Jeez.
I've been in this doorway 7 years. I mean, I keep it clean, and I keep my area, I keep to myself, and I don't cause trouble. They kind of like me. It's hard. But you don't have to make it harder on yourself.
Streetbooks wird von der Stadt gefördert. Außerdem unterstützen Privatpersonen die Initiative finanziell mit Spenden. Das Projekt will Menschen, die draußen leben, in alten Autos oder Zelten am Straßenrand, vor allem als Leser ernst nehmen.
Well, this is kind of a naughty one. I haven't read it yet, but the shit you don't know.
Oh, nice.
And it's like a variation on the Dr. Seuss.
I like that.
Want to? You better take this one, too.
Okay, I will.
We never have fees or fines. We don't operate based on trying to get the books back. We want the books to be out in the world being read, but we also invite our patrons to return the books the following week. And that's why it's important that we're here, same time, same place, each week.
What is that blockage that keeps me from opening the book? I know I'm going to like it.
Yeah.
I love to read once I'm reading.
Yeah.
But to get to that point, it's like pulling teeth.
I know.
I'm so stressed out, though. I'm
Yeah.
just so,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, I wish it'd move out of the way.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just not a normal person right now.
Well, it's
But-
hard to settle down and read a page if you're really feeling stressed, right?
And I have been like that for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We better look at what books we have for that.
Yeah, you got some books for that?
I don't know.
That would help me tremendously.
Here's a better way to live. Oh, it even comes with an inscription. This one says,
If
to
this
my dear
book is-
friend, if this book did not save me from the graveyard, it sure as hell saved me from the junkyard.
Wow.
Whoa, that's kind of powerful.
Wow.
I hope this book gives you the inspiration it does for me. What do you
Maybe
think?
that was God sent. Yeah, give me that book.
All right.
I-
Let me put a sticker on it, and it's yours.
Yeah, because I've been going through this all by myself, and let me tell you, it has been something else.
That's
you know?
scary. From the beginning, I wanted this to be a library, and I wanted to trust that people would bring the books back if they could. I believe that even though people have a number of bigger, more serious issues, like where to sleep that night, where to get food, if they are invited to participate in a community and give, return something, they will do their best. That's great.
Hey, you like the drawing, huh? Cool.
I'm straight from the res. I grew up on the res, and I'm over here homeless like a jackass. But I live on the streets, and I love to read, though. The book is this. It makes my brain smarter, and it's better than the movie.
Streetbooks schafft ein zweites Bücherfahrrad an und ist mit 7 freiwilligen Mitarbeitern jede Woche in der Stadt unterwegs. Oft können sie ihren Lesern auch spezielle Bücherwünsche erfüllen. Der respektvolle Umgang mit dem Kunden mag sicher ein Grund für das hohe Ansehen sein, das Streetbooks genießt. Heute sieht das Geheimnis des Erfolgs aber noch an anderer Stelle.
Thank you.
You've only known Laura for 5 days, and you love her. So that's about a few words about Laura. She's irresistible. She just got a bright idea one day and said, I think I'll go ride my bike around and see if anybody wants to read these books. People did want to read the books. That was 8 years ago.
Westerns, if you go for the cowboy stories. Yeah?
Ghost Stories of Oregon.
Ooh, yeah.
Coincidental because we're in Oregon.
I'm excited to see what you think of this Ghost Stories of Oregon. I hope it's not something that will keep you up at night.
No. I guess there was a clan of vampires once upon a time, and then I guess there were girls who were Wicca, and I guess they studied ancient magic that kind of brought the culture in the city to life, and it brings me out of my shell, kind of grips me by the helm and takes me for a magical ride of wonder and mystery.
Tomorrow morning I should go stroll around to an employment agency, see how the market for bright young men stands. Do you know a good one? Phyllis always goes to Miss Clarkson's in Shaftesbury Avenue. Miss Clarkson in Shaftesbury Avenue. I'll make a note. Meanwhile, I wonder if you sell the morning clothes.
I think reading has such a potential to transform someone's afternoon, and to get them out of the current circumstances. And when I first met Ben Hodgson, when he would come to the library, he would look at the books, he would look at the literature, like the philosophy, and he would look at like murder mystery, and he would be like, do I want to improve myself today, or do I want to kill the afternoon? And sometimes he would take both. Sometimes he would just kill the afternoon.
The first 2 years of it was the longest night of my life. Uncle Benny wasn't feeling very good. Oh, the last year and a half, I was happy. I was just, it didn't matter, inside or out, but I also knew it was coming to an end. It wasn't anything I did, just it seemed like from one day to the next, depression went away. I stood up and said, well, I guess I better start taking care of business. It's about how it happened. It certainly wasn't anything I did, because that stuff grabs and holds. It don't let you go until it's through with you. And then it don't even care. It just goes looking for its next victim. Depression is extremely nasty business. Now you know. How's it going, man?
It's going good. You got another cigarette?
Yeah, I do, as a matter of fact. Want a beer?
Yeah, I would love one.
Oh, really? Where you live now, yeah? You want a beer? Okay, should tell you something.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, tough way to go, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
How do you make it? How long you been doing this stuff?
Since I was 17, about half my life.
You're 34?
32.
Oh, God. Stories just keep getting better every day. I lived out here about 3.5 goddamn years. I made it out now. I've been inside for longer than I was inside, and I've been inside for 4 years now. Best of luck to you is what I can say, man. Find some way to make it work. My name's Ben.
Reggie.
You ever see the book bike around town? It's a little library. It's a street library for the people that live out here. We go to Sisters and some of the places. That's what this whole thing is about. We're doing a story on the street library.
Okay.
And the people. Yeah, Reggie, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Mit Hilfe von Laura Moulton und aufgrund seines Status als Kriegsveteran findet Hodge eine bezahlbare kleine Wohnung weit im Norden der Stadt. Nach den langen Jahren auf der Straße fällt ihm die Eingewöhnung nicht leicht.
When I first moved inside, the smartest thing I said to myself was, give yourself 2 months just to get over the shock. Because going outdoors was a shock. It's reasonable to think it'd be another shock coming back indoors, and I was right. About, 6 weeks into it, somewhere in there, all of a sudden it hit me, and I actually rocked back on my heels. Well, what am I gonna do without my problems? And I heard the chain snap, and the girl said, yeah, and they walked off with it. You have to be impressed at my courage. I didn't scream once, and I never made a sound. Seems a little despicable, but sit around, it gets better. Not long after that, I was walking down to the waterfront, and I saw a guy step over the seawall by the river, and he looked around, thinking it over, is he gonna jump or not? And I just walked right on past him and went down to my usual spot on my bench, opened my book, And when I looked back, there was no one there. So what was I supposed to do? Get involved? I wouldn't have known whether to try and talk him out of it or ask him to save me a spot. And it's passable. It's getting there, getting there.
It's on its way.
Yeah.
I like that part.
Laura Moulton und Hodge arbeiten an einem gemeinsamen Buch über das Projekt Street Books.
There was a wet chill to the air, and the bike was heavier than I'd expected it would be, full of 60 paperbacks, everything from Stephen King and Catherine Dunn to John Krakauer and Louis L'Amour. I hoped that the neat rows of books in the bike library offered a little bit of something for everyone.
Oh, wow, it's got art stuff in it. Check it out. I like this. I want this. I choose this one here because I'm an artist. I love painting oil on canvas. You know, look at the artwork in here. Ain't that beautiful? Now, this one's an awesome painting right here. You ever heard of the blue boy? It's a painting. A boy in a blue outfit. I was in Germany once. A German girl comes up to me and says, Paul, you're not black. You're not white. What are you? And she looks at me, she looks at me, oh, you're gold. I'm gold. I am what my creator wants me to be. Light.
So I'll just have you sign here, Keegan. Okay. And don't worry about a due date. And we'll just find each other. So just your first name is great.
Charm with having an unusual first name.
It's really awesome because they show up in all the parts of town that people consider dangerous because of the homeless. And they're not afraid of us. I mean, we're nothing to be afraid of, but after years of everybody saying the homeless are the violent ones and they're the drug addicts and whatever, to have somebody come out here and go, you still deserve the right to be, you know, literate, to be human, to be allowed to enjoy things. And honestly, it allows me to escape my depression. It really does. That's the #1 affliction out here on the streets is depression. And being able to escape somewhere else, it's a lot easier.
There you go.
Streetbooks versteht sich ausdrücklich nicht als Initiative, die Menschen weg von der Straße bringen will, zurück in geordnete Verhältnisse. Es geht um Bücher, ums Lesen und um den Austausch darüber, von Mensch zu Mensch.
Too much violence.
I get scared myself, though, with the zombies.
Yeah. Oh, there's a mice in there.
Oh, yeah. And a catcher in the rye.
Yeah. Okay, so... Oh, you got the book already. Okay. Then I'll just file this card away. You're up and running.
All right.
What do you think about that?
I think it's good.
Oh, King Lear.
Always the classics. Shakespeare. I have King Lear. It's one of the only Shakespeare plays I haven't read. And so I checked this one out today. And then the Steinbeck of Mice and Men. This is a brand new book that was donated to the library. Never been read, you can tell. And it's just a beautiful copy. And I'm very grateful for him having it because this was one of the ones that was missing in my reading list. So, yeah, it's just a great way to get into people's minds and help to teach them how to be better without them knowing that's what you're trying to do.
Right now, I'm still high on The Rebel, Camus, The Rebel. His earlier book, The Myth of Sisyphus, he takes on the question of suicide. He asks, is life worth living? If not, why don't you just kill yourself? And he determines at the end of the book that it is too worth living. Don't ever get depressed if you can help it. Life's good, just don't get depressed if you can help it. And committing suicide, you know what? It's a mistake. It might not be the worst mistake you've ever made, but it'll sure as hell be the last one. Don't do it.
Fahrradbücherständen treffen sich ganz unterschiedliche Menschen und kommen ins Gespräch. Damit auch die Bürger von drinnen mit den Menschen von draußen in Kontakt kommen können, veranstaltet Streetbooks Treffen, zu denen alle eingeladen sind. Denn Streetbooks will vor allem eines: das Miteinander fördern.
I really appreciate the generosity of our patrons who have many other things they could be doing and worrying about, but they are coming, you know, every week and saying hello. So I feel like there's an enormous resource that we should be having a conversation with. It's a really valuable experience, I think, for both sides. And also a bridge. I think it's a bridge that literature can build.